Ba, 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 da, da, na, na, na. Hello. Hello. Do, 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 do. Bum, 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 ba, da, da. Bum, ba, ba, da, na, na. Ta-da! Welcome into stream, everybody. Welcome in to another episode of Will I Actually Draw Today? Or Will I Get Distracted and Beepo Talk the entire stream? Um, yeah. Welcome, chat, welcome. Um, chat is mod view is just not working for me. It's actually so terrible. Anyways, the best just chatting streamer. I should honestly just start my streams in the just chatting category. Like like I don't even touch my art piece, like whatever I'm working on until like an hour or 2 hours into stream. Yeah, Twitch has been a bit buggy recently. I don't really know why. I have tea, chat. Served you anyway. Hello? Hello? Oh, there I am. But hi, chat. Hi there. Yippee! Yeah. Pay for Twitch servers. True. Hi. I'm here today, chat. Welcome in to my stream where I do something. And when it ends, something happened. Um, um, the You think me streaming for like the past 3 days would help me get back into the groove of streaming, but I still don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I feel so thrown off. I don't even think I'm in like the right headspace for streaming. Um, yeah, you know what? I'll even call them out on it. I have a Twitch stream open right now, and um I looked at my following bar and it disappeared. I think Twitch is breaking today, chat. I won't lie. Your juju's been thrown off because of construction. True. The construction was supposed to finish on Saturday. Um and it's way past Saturday and they're still doing it. Um Tea, yeah, I have some tea. I have lemon tea. I'm drinking lemon tea right now. Mm-mm-mm. But yeah, my whole following bar on Twitch is gone. Like, yeah, like I can't open mod view for myself either. I normally have mod view for myself open as well, but it's gone. My following bar is messed up, won't load, and won't let me click on search stuff. All right, so we're all sorts of messed up right now. Twitch is so broken. It really is. Twitch is just is like as soon as I started streaming, Twitch breaks. Wait, Kit, it's your birthday today? Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Kit. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Um yeah. All right. Well, If you guys don't know, Kit is one of our Discord mods. So if you guys would like to wish Kit a happy birthday, we always have a birthday tradition here. For whenever it's one of my friends or one of my moderators' birthdays, we have to sing happy birthday. Here we go. Here we go. Hold on, let me grab it. Are we ready, chat? And it has to be the scuffed version, so I'm playing it through my mic. So I'm playing it on my phone on my mic, okay? Here we go. Here we go. All together now. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kit. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kit. Happy birthday to you. Bum, bum. Ba, ba, bum, 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 bum. Oh, my Discord notif. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. One more time. God. Sorry, I have a lot of Discord notifications. I apologize. Bum 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 bum. Hooray! Happy birthday, Kit. I hope you have a wonderful birthday today. All things good, happy, and lovely things. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Of this cruel world. True. Bum 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 bum. Ba ba da bum bum. The slurp. The slurp is like required for every time I drink any kind of liquid these days. Whether it's water, whether it's tea, soup, the slurp is required, you know? Alright, chat. Today is the day where I will get at least one line drawn today. Yeah, are we getting one line today? We're gonna get at least one line today. That's my goal. You think I finished the line art by now? But chat, yesterday after stream, I just could not draw for the life of me. I just did not want to draw at all, so I didn't. All mods get scuffed birthday singing unless your birthday's on a national holiday. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's just that I don't stream on your birthdays. I'm sorry. I apologize. Ba-bum. What happened that week? Did I like not stream that week? Boom. We're drawing today. Okay, here's how much line art I've gotten done. Wait, did I do this line art on stream? No, I did this off stream. I did this panel on stream. Okay, I did this yesterday. I did this panel yesterday. I drew this offline. I did this offline. I started this offline. And I started this offline. So, yeah, I think I got a lot of it done. All I really need to do is this panel and these two panels, I think. And then line art should be basically done. But these two panels is easy because I copy this panel, move it down here, and adjust some things. So I don't really need to change much. But I don't know if we'll finish line art on stream today, chat. I won't lie. I kind of want this background to be lineless and Foolish to be lined so he stands out a little bit more. But who knows? But yeah, I think we're gonna work on this today, maybe. Or this. We can work on this. I'm almost done with this panel. But yeah, that's the plan. I had stuff that I want to talk about today, chat, but I can't remember. Oh, my following page returned. That's good. Phelps the foolish defender. That's true. QSMP changes? Okay. Yeah. I have a bone to pick. It's not something too big of a deal, but some things that I think that could be changed because we kind of saw it yesterday. I think so the main thing I wanted to point out was the admin's hidden names thing. Um I think I get why they want to hide the names so there'll be less like, fourth wall breaking, less meta gaming, and such and such. Um your name is still just a check mark. Oh gosh. Zoo pointing out how Ramon would have died if they had that. Exactly. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. I agree to try to quote unquote hide the names of like the admin accounts, like QNPCO number, right? I agree that they should hide those names, to keep it more in character. You know what I mean? But like it's kind of like how they had it before where the name changes on the account, right? And that shows up on the map instead. So I don't know how they could change that, but like put the names of the eggs. I think that would probably work better than like completely hiding the name, you know? It's too late anyways because Phil will recognize our admins regardless. Yeah, but even still, I feel like that would still help either way because like I don't know, like people because like different like multiple like one account plays multiple characters, right? So like
Please let this go through. 4 months.
it went through, Kit. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for the 4 months, Kit. Thank you, thank you. And happy birthday. Thank you so much for the 4 months. What would you like on your quokka? I will draw it eventually. I promise. I owe like 15 people quokkas at this point. But I'll draw it eventually. At some point when I'm back to steadily drawing on stream. What happened with Cheyenne, I think, was due to him playing Cucurucho the time before, maybe, and sometimes they forget probably. Yeah, I think it's like something that they can turn on and off because I think when Phil and Cheyenne went to go visit, they saw Richarlison's number pop up. But it, I don't know, it's like being a toggle thing is interesting. And like multiple characters play, like one admin account plays multiple characters, you know? So like '06 played Walter Bob, but also plays the code, but could also play like security, etc., etc., you know? So like I understand them not wanting to be like someone sees like '06 on the screen and be like, "Oh, that's Walter Bob," and then they run towards them and then it turns out to be like a code attack or something. Like I get it. A fish with many legs. Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you. Welcome in, welcome in. I hope you had a good stream. How's your stream? What's the Fleepa and Jort song? They're both songs made by Charlie Slimesicle. Tulu's number is seen. I think it's the same as when Foolish turns off his name tag. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. it just makes me like wonder, if that change is like a decent change. But whatever. If it works, it works. Thank you so much for the Piss Baby song redemption. If you guys don't know what the Piss Baby song is, the Piss Baby song is a song made by Deriva Cat, only available on SoundCloud. So if you guys do enjoy it, you guys can check it out there. It's a very beloved song in this community, so. No, it's kind of quiet. And I'm nasty. I wish we were able to celebrate Leo's 4-month birthday today. Yeah. It's interesting when you think about it, how Foolish always seems to miss the eggs' birthdays. I'm 1,000 points away from Short Storm Redemption. Let's go. Have we been able to celebrate any of them at this point? Okay, do you guys know what's so confusing to me? I'll talk about it after the song ends. Bum, bum. Good soup, good soup. Thank you for the Piss Baby song redemption. Okay, but do you know what I'm confused about, chap? We've been celebrating the egg's birthday on like a month after the day that they arrived, you know? So, so the original eggs we celebrated on the 3rd. Tallulah we celebrate on the 16th. Palm and Richarlison, their days and stuff. But do you know what confuses me? It confuses me because we had an egg task for the original eggs to celebrate their birthday on Easter. On Easter Sunday. So they did the original eggs birthday celebration happened on April 9th. But we celebrate their month birthdays on April, like on the 3rd of every month. So like, it's funny to me. I don't know. And we still call them birthdays. Celebrate their adoption days. It's the adoption day. It's interesting. Ugh. Oh well. I don't know if anybody actually celebrates their birthdays. I feel like Rich's birthday is every week. I mean, this is only the 3rd birthday celebration. We love Rich's here. If their birthday was after their adoption day for the original eggs, then when did their mother lay them? That's true. It's interesting. It's interesting to think about. That seems a bit silly to say. There isn't anywhere that I wouldn't follow. They have a mother, still a mystery. It is still a mystery. Honestly, I do like the theory where the eggs aren't actually dragon eggs or like laid by a dragon, but was like made by the Federation for this specific task and stuff. And then That's why the Federation is like surprised that the eggs have lived this long because they didn't think that the people on the island would grow so attached and raise them so well. I like that theory. This is the last. What if they're chicken eggs? Oh gosh. Who can talk? Yeah, that would be interesting, but it is interesting. Maybe it's just me liking how things are right now, but I do like the fact that the eggs don't actually talk, you know, and that they use signs and stuff. I feel like that's just like a unique way of doing things. Bum bum. Oh oh oh. But explain their little mannerism with the co-parents and such. I wonder if this is foolish prize for taking care of Leo as well, him getting the attention of the feds and getting his own personal mission. You think foolish quote unquote won the competition, so to speak? Can you guys like hear like a scraping sound in the background when I talk? Like something scrubbing or something? No? Okay. That's good. It's really nice they use signs because sometimes people interpret the eggs using sign language. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It'd be hard to do them actually talking because they have to get kids if they don't want to break the immersion and no way that was gonna fly. Yeah, I agree. Some of the eggs are good at playing the instruments. I wonder if they can sing just as well. Who knows? I don't know, it'd be interesting if this was his prize. It would be interesting, but it does make me wonder if, who would actually be the real winners. You know what I mean? Bun. Okay, let's get some lines drawn in. So I keep my promise. Here we go. Mm. Here we go. the the prize is the eggs we raised along the way. True. If Bobby didn't die, I think Jaiden and Royer would be the winners. You think so? I don't know, actually. I feel like it would have been like a really, really, really close call between a bunch of the parents, you know? And I feel like at this point, I don't think I don't think there was going to be any prize. Well, so here's the thing. Here's the thing. The rules stated whoever egg lived and is the happiest. It never really specified if the egg had both lives. You know what I mean? And like so I don't really think it mattered if the egg if this all had wrapped up and the egg still had only like one life, you know? I don't think it mattered how many lives they had at the end. Like we kind of just assumed, you know. The prize was just an incentive for the parents to take care of the eggs in the beginning. Yeah. But I don't know. Who knows? what could even kill Palm at this point? It had to be something as ridiculous as like Dapper, you know? Like Dapper like did not have the opportunity to live against the code. Like the code spawned so many mobs, broke the Waystone, and then killed Dapper no mercy. Like finished him off and everything. So it has to be like one of those situations again. But yeah, Palm did get killed by something like that, but they used an illegal item, so there was just no way. Also, what could kill Atoll at this point if the admins can't? Exactly. Or a Nino trick. Nino trick. A Nino trick. Because she's so quick with it. That's true. Because I think she got there for the button before Forever even got there when Dapper got downed. Like, she was so fast. BBH Forever Phelps and Mac. Mac. Um, still have their 2 lives, I think. Yeah. Have a good day at work, Megan.
Hey G, hey chat, let's go 20 months KSD heart.
Let's go. Space Pilot, thank you so much for the 20 months. Thank you, thank you. With Prime as well. Thank you for the 20 months. I really appreciate it. What would you like on your Coca Space Pilot? I will draw it eventually. I kind of laughed when you pronounced Nino as Nino. Sorry, I just can't speak. I'm not really good at reading. Bye bye. Bye, Megan. I had to get back into the groove. Like, I haven't drawn Cocos all week this week, and I barely thanked any of the followers. I apologize. Here, I'll thank the followers right now before we hit the 1 hour mark. All right. Let's see. Bloody Snow, thank you for the follow. Chrissy, thank you for the follow. Jashvi, thank you for the follow. A fish with many legs, thank you for the follow. Prince, thank you for the follow. Faith, thank you for the follow. Tuna, thank you for the follow. And Johnny, thank you for the follow. Thank you, thank you. No follower rap. No follower rap. Follower rap usually only happens when I'm like, oh, I should thank the follows, and it's already 2 hours into stream and I haven't thanked any. What are your thoughts on Selvit kicking Foolish out of the order and Mike seeking revenge? So, is it another short stream day? Yeah. So here's the thing, chat. 1, Selbit, quote unquote, kicking Foolish out of the order. 1, I don't think he kicked him out. Selbit said that he doesn't consider Foolish in the order until they learn like his motives behind, arresting Pack and Mike, and even though Foolish has told his motives, it's just that no one believes him. Selbit just wants to understand, and if he understands, he'll consider Foolish back in the order again. But right now, he doesn't consider him in the order, and which is understandable, But also, I don't think it changes anything, because Foolish is rarely invited to things for the order anyway. Either 1, he's doing something else. 2, they kind of forget to invite him and just overlooks it. Or 3, he's not on the server the day that they are doing this kind of lore, So Foolish is rarely doing things with the order anyway. So I genuinely don't think it really matters. And I don't think Foolish would care or even know if nobody tells him, you know? If you guys know what I mean. Like if Selbit is like, "Oh, I don't consider Foolish in the order," you know? And doesn't tell Foolish about it, I don't think anything changes because he wouldn't know. Like no one really tells him anything. I think like really the only person who goes to Foolish to tell him stuff that's happening is Bad. No more long meetings. And the thing about these meetings is that does Foolish even pay attention? Because the last time they had this meeting, he was literally like across the room, just like doing silly bits with Royer and like Richarlison. He'll like chime in every once in a while just so that he can get his like speaking points, you know? He's just like me for real. Like in high school or like in college or like in school in general, like you know how it's like, oh, you have to have participating like participation points or something or else like you'll do bad in the class, right? And you have to speak at least once or twice. That's foolish, you know? He just says one or two things to get his like participation points and be done, you know? That's just like me for real, to be fair. Oh, chat. This is like kind of off topic, but talking about participation points, I want to talk about this one moment in college, right? Where I think it's so funny to me. So like there's this one class that happens there's this class that I have to attend. I think it happens only like once a week or something. And it's basically it's like a starting introduction class to the major, right? So I was going to get a Bachelor of Arts, right? So a bunch of people who are in majors for the Bachelor of Arts. So like drawing majors, animation majors, graphic design majors, like digital media majors, etc., etc. All those people are in this class to get the intro for, the one credit for the class, like for your major, right? And so our professor is our academic advisor. So he's teaching us and like talking to us about stuff about art and stuff and whatever. I really don't understand what the point of that class was, right? And that class at one time probably had like 100, 200 or something people in the class, right? And so you're supposed to raise your hand and participate in conversation within the class. And the requirement for that class, he said, is that if you want participation points to go towards this credit and get a good grade for your GPA, by the end of this semester, I need to learn what your name is. Right? By the end of the semester, if I do not recognize you, if I can't look at you in the face and know what your name is, then you will not get participation points for this class. And like, your grade will drop. And your GPA will drop and stuff. Or something for the class, because like if you have an A, like A plus is a 4.0, A minus is like a 3 point whatever, like whatever, So that was the thing, right? And I hate talking in front of people. So I'm so talkative that these always work in my benefit. Yeah, so like I rarely participate in class because I don't like raising my hand. And like the anxiety. Do you know what my plan was? Because I'm not good at talking in front of people or in large groups, but I am good at becoming friends, like talking one-on-one, And I have a friend who's very extroverted, right? So my extroverted friend was in my class with me. And so she talks enough for the both of us in classes. So I would sit near her, right? Here's my strategy. So I would sit near her and she would raise her hand all the time and sometimes even go up and talk to the professor. And I will go with her. And so I would go with her and we would talk to the professor quite often, like one-on-one, before class, after class, and office hours. Exactly. That's the strategy. The office hours. And since it's easier as well because he's the academic advisor. So I've met him to talk about my schedule and my classes, right? So my professor pretty much knew my name within like the first half of the semester because I would do this, right? I would talk with him. We get to know each other a little bit, like for my classes, for my schedule. We talk with my friend. I see him in the hallways. I make sure to say hi. So like, I think I rose my hand for a total of 2 times, I think, in that class. 2 times. And he knew my name by the end of the semester. So I got my points. 2 times, I know. I rose my hand 2 times. Mm-hmm. And those 2 times didn't require speaking. Those were like, raise your hand if you think such and such, you know? Participation by association, exactly. So there you go. I got my participation points that way. So it was awesome. Didn't speak at all. It was epic. But he knew me. Also, who knew? Because I took that my first semester of my freshman year of college. Comes along junior year, and I'm buying this bucko some like bubble tea and coffee for class. You don't even understand. It's to the point like when I started like college and stuff, I was like nervous. I always had to get to class on time. Like I had to show up like 15 minutes early. I'm very nervous, etc., etc. And like I'm rushing everywhere. Comes along, like junior year of college. I have my professor's phone number. Literally text him, "Hey, I'm gonna be late. Anyways, do you want bubble tea?" I'm like, class is like starting in 5 minutes, and I'm in line buying my professor bubble tea on like a bubble tea shop, like 15 minutes, like a 10-minute drive from my campus. I roll up into my class. It's like a painting class too. I roll up into class, my portfolio in hand. Everyone has their easel set up. Like no one's really starting class anyway. Like my professor just like turned on the projector to turn on like the basketball game. Like I walk in and I was like, "Hey," and I give him bubble tea. It's probably like I told this story before, but like I bought him bubble tea and it's pretty terrible because like he would just like, you know what I do when I finish my smoothies on stream and like you're sucking on the straw and then like it makes this like aggressive noise to get like the last bits of the drink at the bottom. Yeah, he was doing that while walking around and looking at our painting progress. It was terrible. um but you know, but yeah, that's my advice. College, just make friends with your professors. It's a better time if you get along with the professor. You know what I mean? Because like if the professor doesn't really know you, they'll be a little bit less lenient, you know? But yeah, it's fun. Anyways, what were you talking about? I like went off course. You're correct. I think I had a better time in classes where the professor knew who I am and I knew the professor than my classes where I didn't get to know my professor. Stresses other people out all the time because they'll be like, "Don't you have class?" And the answer is always yes. Yeah. Like I don't miss a day of class. So I'll tell you guys that I never miss a single day of class. Ever. Okay? Um except for one time. I don't willingly skip class except for one time. And I try my best to not be late either. Especially if I know the professor is like really strict. I have one professor who's so strict on being on time. I think one time I had a professor who's very strict for people being on time, right? But he wasn't my professor that semester. But my friend was, and I went into class with her just to talk and stuff, and I would interact with the class because he's a very strict teacher. I've never been to classes that were so silent and just so tense, right? He's very strict because like he wants us to do well in the field, right? So he's very strict, he's very blunt and stuff. And I think it's funny because I think at this point I've had like a bunch of PR roles where I have to interact with people, right? So I felt this was like pre-COVID, and I would go into classes and people wouldn't really know me, but I would interact with people, interact with professors, and just like liven up the mood a little bit. So I was in this class, right? I was in this class and they were having a critique day for like their designs and stuff. They were having a critique day, and I walked in, and it was before class started, and I was just hanging with my friend, right? And I normally leave before the professor closes the door, but I think I just hung out a lot, and I was like looking at all the designs. I was looking. I even participated in the critique. Like I was like, hey, I think this would look good, or like, oh, I like when you did this and stuff. But like, he closed the door, and we made eye contact, and he said, "You're not supposed to be here." And I looked at him and said, "No, I'm not." And he said, "Well, the door's closed. You're in this class now." I wasn't allowed to leave. And so I stayed. I didn't mind. I stayed. I was like, why not? He became my professor the next semester. So and he loves me. Literally I had one of the most strict, like the most strict and like blunt and scariest like professors in like my curriculum, like me. Like it was just so funny. It was so funny. Like I got like such a good grade. Dude, I don't even know. I just was myself, and I think I just did well. Um but it was funny. He wasn't even my professor at this point. So I just like stayed in his class. I was like, "Hey, I'll 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 participate in your class. I don't know anybody here except for my one friend." But it was fun. It was fun. Just be respectful to them and they'll appreciate you. Exactly. Exactly. Is if you build this like mutual respect, you know? Like you respect them as a professor. Like they know what they're doing, you know? Just respect them, they'll respect you back. It and just be nice, you know? Committed to the bit and worked out too well. Exactly. My whole life is about bits, you know what I mean? It's fun. It's fun. I had a good time. Talking about these things make me miss college. College is fun. But now look at me. What am I doing with my degree? uh Good times. Yawn. Befriend professors even if it's not your own professors. Yeah. That happened to me in like what's it called? High school. I always cuz like on my way to my Japanese language class in high school, I always pass by the French teacher, like the teacher who teaches French, right? I always pass by, and like she's always standing outside her classroom, right? She's always standing outside her classroom to welcome the students in, practice like greeting each other in like French and stuff. So I would always walk past her, and we kind of just like knew each other. We always said hi. I don't think I ever learned her name, and I don't think she ever knew my name, but we knew each other. And I would pass by her classroom for like 4 years. That's always a fun thing to think about. Mm-mm-mm. My life is about bits. Yerp. I don't know. I feel like life is just like a little bit more fun when you have fun. Whoa. No shot, G. Life is fun if you have fun. No way. Would have never made that connection. I know, I know. I you know, sometimes I use my brain of mine. Never thought that. Yeah, exactly. See, philosopher. Yeah, I know. I think sometimes, chat. I think, and I share my words of wisdoms every once in a while. You're such a poet. Thank you, thank you. I used to read poems in my English class in high school.
It's right up there with life needs things to live.
Exactly, exactly. Thank you so much for the 100 bits. Thank you. If you want to live life, you have to be alive, you know? So the QSMP elections are on Sunday and I work on Sunday. I'm gonna miss it. I'm so sad. They're there. It's gonna be okay. Who knows what's gonna happen? You know, it's so interesting to think about. I don't know where I was going with that. So, oops. Let's see. Uh, TZ Icon, thank you so much for the follow. Megarix, thank you for the follow. Kappa Leafy, thank you for the follow. Nachani, thank you for the follow. Goofy, thank you for the follow. Audrillis, thank you for the follow. Lullaby, thank you for the follow. And Kyo Kerr Turtle, thank you for the follow. Life is interesting to think about. It really is, but sometimes it's too much to think about, so I don't really think about it at all. It's just so interesting to think about. Yeah, exactly. Just like how Foolish logged on the QSMP yesterday, I really liked it when he, and he did that one thing and said that, said that one thing, and when he went there, that part where exactly, you get it. Um, it's so interesting to me though because Foolish was trying so hard to log onto the QSMP yesterday. Like, he was like really trying to log in. We were so close. Like he like could log in, but then he kept crashing. It's so funny when you compare it to everyone else who logged on yesterday. Um, Everyone logged on is like, oh, everything's smoother, everything's working so much better. Like there's less lag, and then there's Foolish, who was absolutely struggling. He had something planned, I'm convinced. It makes me wonder what it would have been. Bruh, even Tallulah's laptop was fine with it. To be fair, Tallulah's not playing on the laptop anymore. QSMP got beef with Ohio. It's kind of interesting when you think about it because both Foolish and Leo has been having problems. Leo's been having a bunch of internet problems and Foolish is in Ohio. Telmex in Ohio, exactly. I was watching it from Silva's stream and everyone in chat freaked out thinking he got kidnapped and stuff. Imagine. Dude, Dapper was like roasting the heck out of Foolish. That was funny. I wonder if that area of where his house is at the same time is the same chunk that Jaiden always crashes. I don't think so because Jaiden crashes in the air. So Jaiden can teleport to Foolish's place fine, but
4 months Pog, let's go, enjoying the chill vibes, keep it up.
Tante, thank you so much for the 4 months. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Let's go, chill vibes. What would you like on your coca? I will draw it eventually. Mm-mm-mm-mm. When isn't Dapper roasting Foolish? Yeah, but he was roasting Foolish so much yesterday. I thought that was so funny. It's like Jaiden having crashes like all the time, but now it's Foolish and Jaiden. Though Jaiden is a little bit better, I think. Because, like, for Jaden, I think Jaden could log in fine. It's just that every once in a while she crashes. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. But yeah, hopefully Foolish will log in tomorrow. And then he'll do the tasks tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm not too worried about the tasks, really. I think Foolish's family should be exempt from tasks this week. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I hope they can be because I know both sides are struggling. Um, but either way, I'm not too worried about you know, I'm not too worried about Leo dying due to neglect. There's no way they will be if they didn't pardon Trump for Max of being sick of all things. Yeah, but they did hmm I don't they did exempt Royer, but Royer asked. Um and technically I think they considered Royer a single parent at the time. Like the single parent rule with the weekend and stuff. But I don't know. While building a flower garden in my Minecraft world, let's go. I didn't really watch Last Night Fiasco with Max Forever and Bad, but Max wants to have a poly relationship with us too, or did I misunderstand? Um, I I wasn't really paying attention to that conversation, but all I remember was all I remember was Max asking Bad if he would ever want to be what his thoughts on being in a poly relationship or something. But I don't I don't actually know. I won't lie, chat, I was barely paying attention to any streams yesterday. I don't know. Yesterday felt kind of off to me. All parents are down to take care of the other egg, so hopefully Trumpet's situation doesn't happen again. The thing is that it's because of Trumpet's situation that that encouraged the other's parents to start taking care of the other eggs. Inside of me makes it hard to breathe. When you called it Polly Pocket Love. Trademark it, trademark it. I have two hands. That's true. Bad keeps talking about how he has two hands. And I'm like, Bad, I know what you are. We're never gonna get an answer from Bad. Exactly. If he won't even answer Dapper, it's over. We'll never get an answer from him. Bum bum ba. Bad is like I can have Skepian forever. uh Witchy Chaos, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. Him dodging the question is the silent yes though, because otherwise he wouldn't try so hard. Exactly. Exactly. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. I know what you are will never not be funny. Exactly. Uh, 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 uh. Ba-na-na-na-na. G doing comic? Am I dreaming? To be fair, I've been working on this comic for like the past week. I have been drawing this for the past week and barely getting any progress. I'm sure we can finish this panel today. Mm, 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 mm. Here we go. Jaiden. Sounds normal. Yerp. Here we go. Wait, we had to give Foolish his nose. I feel like Foolish never looks complete unless I give him like a line for a nose. Um, Here, I'm gonna move them a little bit. Oh, why are these in three separate layers? What? What's this layer? What's this layer? What's this layer? Okay, what's this layer? What? This layer was just Jaiden? Wait, this layer was Jaiden and the bottom one? This layer is Foolish and the upper part of Jaiden? And this why is there so many layers? I just don't understand why. Like I understand this one and hmm. I wonder if I merge everything together would it hurt me? I don't think so. I have what's this layer? Okay. What's this layer? Faces? Okay. Um I'll just merge all of them. Surely. Surely nothing will go wrong if I just merged all of them. Because I just did it. I just did it. That's terrifying to me, bro. Yeah, there you go. Surely nothing goes wrong. Surely. What's this comic about? This comic is about um foolish wait, Cucurucho should be taller. When he calls load of BS when they called him unique. I'll show you guys the I'll show you guys the progress. Ranging. Thank you so much for the hydrate. M's tweet about being happy foolish this home was so wholesome. That was so wholesome. So I don't know if you can see the sketch, but this is the scene where Foolish talks to Cucurucho and is all like, "Why me? Right? Why did they pick him to be the detective role?" And Cucurucho's like, "Why?" And then Foolish is all like, "Of all the people on the island, why exactly would I be given the detective role?" Cucurucho just kind of stares, gives him the book that says, "You are unique." So then Foolish is all, they think I'm special, and then they all celebrate. But then later on, I think it was like the next stream where Foolish is kind of like solo monologuing. Where Foolish is like solo monologuing, talking about his thoughts about it, and where he called the words "you are unique," and he called it like BS. It was cool. Yeah, it's like Foolish's character is so interesting, and I feel like people don't really like talk about it or like analyze it as much. But Foolish's character is so interesting because like he knows and recognizes like certain situations, and he knows that he's going to be manipulated, you know? They're trying to convince him to do something. He knows for a fact that they're using him, but cuz like his moral compass is so different than other people's. It's like slightly skewed. He has a different like vision. So, um like so he wants to play along because he thinks it's going to be fun, you know? He thinks it's going to be fun, and that's why he plays along. Like, you can see this in the way where he kind of knew that Bad was setting up a trap for him, and he walked back and he checked the map. He checked the map, saw Bad wasn't there, knew that things couldn't spawn around his area, went back to check, didn't warp there, found out the warp was gone, and like he knew for a fact that it's a trap, but he played along anyway. He played along anyway, and then found like stayed there, stayed in the trap, found many different ways to escape, but didn't escape until later, where there was just really only one last like effort to escape. So he's a true chaotic neutral. Exactly. He likes to be considered and feel special, but he doesn't like a fake fan. Exactly. He really has the upper hand. Yeah, I feel like people underestimate him a lot. I watched a lot of old DSMP stuff earlier today, and Bad and Foolish truly have been at this for years. Yerp. So, I don't know. He knows so much, but does everything for some funsies. Exactly. And like, I feel like people don't really try to understand that. To understand that he's just thinks differently. Like Phelps did. Phelps did yesterday when Max was literally telling Phelps like Foolish is doing stuff for the Federation. He's working for the Federation. And then Phelps is all like, "Well, I don't think Foolish cares for the Federation or anything. He's just foolish." I didn't saw that. I have the clip here. We love Phelps. Phelps is, it's like that's why it makes me, because like Selbit has called Phelps the Brazilian Foolish. And I remember when Phelps and Foolish both talked to each other, it was like the first time Foolish really got to talk with Richarlison. And so Phelps and Foolish were bonding, and Richarlison and Leo were bonding. Like that very first day, I just already knew how much I love Phelps. And then we found out that they both did like the same things. Like they stream and do like anything on stream. Mm-mm-mm. Brazilian Foolish and American Phelps. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. I think Phelps is one of the few QSMP streamers that I don't really watch. No reason, just haven't. Should though. Yeah. Phelps streams like a lot of variety and stuff. I've caught a few Phelps streams. I love when he's just like jamming out to music. Like Phelps's music taste is so good. It's so good. Here we go, chat. Here we go.
Well,
He's
you know
always
that
weird.
you know that Foolish help the federation works with the federation now. Help the separation.
I know. I know.
Oh,
And I know he doesn't care about the federation or hates
Yeah.
the federation. He's just foolish. He's just
no,
doing
no, 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 no,
things.
no. He now work with the federation.
Oh, okay.
But he is
He-
a nice guy, isn't
he-
he?
It makes me wonder what is said after this. You know what I mean? Because Max is really pushing to say that, oh, Foolish is working for the Federation. Foolish is pro-Federation, working with the Federation and everything. But it makes me wonder what Phelps said after this, because after Max is like, no, he's working for the Federation. Phelps is just kind of like, oh, okay. He's just foolish. How do you know he's working for the Federation? So they've kind of made the connection with like the prison, like the arrest of Pac and Mike. And they know it's because of the Federation, but you know. Why Foolish is there now, but again, no one paid attention when he explained. Yeah. So this kind of leads to another point of mine. The museum. Ooh. Foolish was openly arresting people. Well, arresting people as in has only arrested Pac and Mike. So like this is none of the artist's fault, right? But museum really jumped the gun. They were too excited, bless them. Yeah, and I don't know. I just hope that people don't use the museum as a way to as like a canonical thing, you know? I really hope that they should not take whatever's in the museum as like a canonical thing. Because like it kind of like messes up one, the immersion, and two, how the character is going to think, you know? Can be explained away as, oh, it's police foolish arresting people like Filza did and don't really know about and don't think about why Jaiden is there. Yeah, but not everyone will think that way, you know? Not everyone will think that way. And like the art is amazing. The artist also pretty cool, you know? And like I'm glad that that art made it into the museum. But I don't know, I just feel like that art could have been up maybe a little bit later. um with a bunch of spoilers, so I don't think the members are taking it far. There was a vid with a bunch of spoilers. There was. Player voting has begun. Is that what the notification I got? Tasercrest team arrest made foolish detective work so much harder. Yeah. Wait, here we go, chat. Let's take a look at this. Oh, well. You kind of just saw me do. I forgot to turn it off. Either way, we saw it. Okay, here we go. QSMP elections 2023. Creators have now been sent a private link where they can cast their ballot. This initiates one part out of 3 required to win the election. The 2 remaining parts are community voting, leaderboard voting. For more information, you can visit QSMP Global. May the best candidate win. So, is there any other thing? They should like find some way to show some fan art to specific creators so that it can still be appreciated, but only the ones who know what's happening in the art. Yeah, it would be interesting, but I don't know. Specific people know about it, but most members don't. So I don't remember. Are they going to reveal who voted for who? So like at the beginning it's going to be private, but then after the elections, they're going to reveal who the creators voted for. I'm pretty sure is what they said. This was said yesterday. Here. That's so messy. Yeah. Here, let's go to the website. This is the document. Official candidates. Did they put any information up? Oh, look, it's Etoile and Bad Boy Halo only again. Oh, Phelps just joined. Okay. Mike, okay. Forever. Hello, Forever. Forever. There he is. Okay, and El Quackity. Hello. 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 Okay, there we go. Selbit, Bagheera, Foolish, and Gig. There we go. There we go. Everyone's here now. Ooh, but also artists putting their ring on Foolish like it's an engagement ring. Ooh. Dude, I need Fulaheta to marry right now. Like, it's just like a requirement. I just need them to marry. I don't know why, but I really like the way you say interesting. It just sounds good for some reason. Wait, really? Interesting. Interesting. I returned from lunch. Welcome back. Can't marry if he ain't there. Ooh. Someone said Mike could enact revenge by tampering with the Vegeta statue, and that thought was fun. That would be interesting. The thing is that one, Foolish doesn't really, head over there too often. Two, messing with the Vegeta statue is messing with not just Foolish, but with like a certain other person who cares about the statue a whole lot more now that he's the owner. But he is also not online. I don't think Mike fears anyone, and I love that for him. Yeah, you know what? Good for him. You know what? That's so fair. And Leo, that's true. That's also messing with Leo. And I think out of anyone, Mike wouldn't want to mess with an egg. Pierre already did, and Vegeta thought it was a part of it. I want to see Vegeta unleash his wrath. I feel like the only way we can see Vegeta unleash any kind of wrath is if they mess with his family in front of him. You know what I mean? It's also interesting that Mike hasn't changed his clothes. Pac did. Pac changed his clothes. Pac is back to his regular clothes, but Mike is still in his prison uniform. A Cellbit moment? Yeah. I find that kind of interesting. I don't think the others have ever seen Vegeta angry. Like, he gave Pepper a warning, but they never gave him a reason to be very angry. Yeah, there was the point where Vegeta did kill Geg, did down Dapper. Oh, did he down Dapper or did he down Bad? And he did like downed like Charlie. Or was that Mariano? One of the two for messing with Foolish. But I don't think he really was like actually fully. Pretty sure he downed Bad. Yeah, he downed Bad. Almost. He was aiming for Dapper, but I think Bad got downed due to the sweeping edge glitch. Not playing because he doesn't feel as interested in QSMP, which is fair, or is he busy? He has a lot of other commitments, and he wasn't aware how time committing the QSMP it was and how long of a server it was. Because I'm pretty sure Quackity didn't tell anybody how long the server was going to be up for. And I don't know. So Vegeta has like a lot of other like, commitments. Like he had the Rust event, he had the he's on the Arc event, and like the Arc thing is ending in like 10 days or something. 9 days or something, and Vegeta said that he'll come back. He'll come back to the QSMP to do things after the Arc series finishes. So Vegeta should be back soon. And especially since they upgraded a bunch of stuff. So like there's like new mods. They added like 7 mods during the update on Tuesday. So there's new mods, new things that they can do. Maybe he'll start building the mansion for Leo, question mark. Can't believe there's 107 mods. I just started playing on a Minecraft server that has 137, I think. And by like just started, I mean I logged on, got intimidated, and then I logged off. But yeah, I've been playing recently I've been playing on modded Minecraft servers. So oh my gosh. Yesterday chat, I was on the server, right? And I found an iron vein. And I didn't realize how large iron veins can get. I'm pretty sure I got like over 1,000 something like iron out of it. Like I have so much iron right now. Like it's not even a joke. Bum, 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 bum. My PC can't even handle vanilla Minecraft. Oh yeah. It's just that if I have Minecraft open, everything just starts lagging. Like I have to like all the streams that I put up, I have to put them at like 360p or something so I can watch and play Minecraft at the same time. Mm-mm. Goes quick, easily could have added more if my PC could handle. Yeah. I hope we get a full Hedamoto of Foolish telling Vegeta how much he missed him. I need Vegeta to know how much both Leo and Foolish misses him. Uh I hope that they give a proper tour of Foolish's place to Vegeta. Because I don't think Vegeta has Vegeta entered Foolish's place since it's got like more homey. I don't think he has, right? I don't think he's met Ray. I don't think he's met Leo's pets. I don't think he really looked at the aquarium. He only went there to build like the train station and then left. And looked at the picnic table. So I don't think he's ever been inside. Has he even been to Tostaditas, Doña Leo? Yes, he has. He has. Leo showed it to him. Mm-mm-mm. Good, yeah. Oh yeah, I want Vegeta to see the body pillow. Meet the other two eggs. I think he's had, but I'm not sure. I think he went to Richarlison's birthday party, so he's met Richarlison. And he was there when Palm arrived. Um, so he was there when the French arrived, but I don't know if he's actually spoken to Palm. I love seeing people try to pronounce words in Spanish. Yeah. I'm learning. I'm trying my best to learn, but I'm still not that great. Mm 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 mm. Mm 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 mm. Na 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 da na na. Mm 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 mm. That was me with Max and Palm last night. I actually didn't see it, Max and Palm, last night when Palm was trying to teach Max French, I think. How when Palm arrived and Foolish saw her, he asked if he wanted to go with her. Like, imagine just our family growing more with another kid. That would have been fun. Bang, my way. Okay, here we go. Mm-mm, 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 mm-mm. Chat, I have like so many responsibilities, but I just want to play Minecraft. It's so nice. Like I've started my 2 week Minecraft play thing at probably one of the worst times I could probably start it. Wait, my way. I want it. Get a good question. Not okay. How tall should Cucurucho be? Like this tall? Yeah, I want to make Cucurucho tall. I think that would be funny if Cucurucho was just tall. Wait. Here, and then I'll move everyone over a little bit. Like this. There we go. I think this is better. And then we'll erase a little bit of Cucurucho. And there we go. This looks better. Some words are pretty difficult for someone that's not native. But at least my country, the language we speak is very similar to Spanish, I see. Well, Vegeta has spoke to Etoile and Bagheera. Actually, now that we think of that, it was nice that Bagheera offered to talk in French to him so he could learn some more. So, though Vegeta was a bit bashful since he says he doesn't know how to pronounce well and doesn't know much of it. I see. But Vegeta did his like entire introduction in French, right? Which is pretty epic. Trying to teach each other language, that was cute. Has Vegeta ever talked to Phelps? I'm trying to figure out who Vegeta hasn't really talked to such met. I feel like Vegeta hasn't really talked to really that many people. He's from the Brazilians. I know he talked to Forever and he talked to Selbit. I don't think he really interacted with Phelps nor Tasercraft. And for the French, I know he invited Etoile and Bagheera to his house to show. I think Pac was there, right? Pac got invited. Um, right? Was that Pac? Or was that someone else? I can't remember. I only want to build my train and have my foolish invent it. True. Because I remember 3 people being over at his house. This is the person on the server who tends to be more isolated from the others at times. Yeah, he's just like me for real. The day Luzu comes back and has someone in his dime zone and also in his language, I'm so excited. Me too. I think it was Maximus. Was it Max? Oh, it could have been. It was when Max was like laying on Vegeta's bed, right? And then set his spawn there, which initiated the Tower of Terror. Na na na. Do nice conviction unexpected those eyes. Max stays up till 7 a.m. his time. Is crazy. It's so crazy when you remember that, when you like really consider and remember these people's time zones. Like all the French people play on the server basically like in the evenings, and it's like I always see them play when like bad luck's on, you know? That's just crazy to me. Also, Maximus and Vegeta did have that whole not yet ready for a wedding talk, I believe. Having trouble remembering. They did. That was a while ago though. So like it was when Foolish showed the statue to Vegeta, and then Vegeta and Maximus talked, right? Vegeta and Maximus talked, and Vegeta was talking about his wedding trauma, and Maximus wasn't going to push him, you know? And then, there was the day where, Royer became a part of the family, and Royer had a talk with Vegeta about marriage. And I think Vegeta also said the same thing. And then Maximus and Royer talked to Vegeta about the marriage thing after Royer's wedding. Like, it was the three of them talking, you know? It was the three of them talking, and everything. Whole family wants to get this show on the road. Like, Max talked to Foolish before he talked to Vegeta first, right? And then Foolish got flustered at the thought of marriage, and he said that he's been thinking about it, you know? And then Royer also talked to Foolish before he talked to Vegeta, that day, when Royer was a part of the family. And then Foolish said that he was thinking about it, you know? But I feel like Vegeta is nervous because of his wedding trauma, but Foolish is the type to not want everyone to be involved in his relationship, you know? Like, when Fit keeps, like, talking to him about, like, his relationship with, like, Vegeta, Foolish just kind of gets, like, a little bit flustered and wants to move on, you know? Which is understandable. Like, I don't want, like, the whole island to, do it, you know? To be, like, in on everything. Sometimes I think Maximus is the biggest Fullahada fan, but sometimes he is their biggest hater. That is true when you consider the fact that in, I think I read somewhere where Maximus did help with ruining one of Vegeta's relationships in Karma Land. But to be fair, Max wasn't playing Max, I don't think. Was he? I can't remember. The Highlands is gossipers, true. After all the allegations on the islands put him through, it's understandable. Yeah. Wasn't he Sapo? I don't know how to say that. But yeah. So he wasn't really playing Max. He was playing a different character. So. Luzu would always comfort Vegeta after each wedding disaster. But you know what? Third time's the charm. You know? I think third time's the charm. You know? So I have trust in this one. But I feel like right now is not the right time for a wedding, probably. Yeah, I don't think now. I do not think that now is the right time. But both parties want to take their time is just also beautiful. And it's the fact that they both have so much trust in each other, you know what I mean? They trust each other and they understand each other. So, and I think that's very nice in a relationship. It's kind of question Foolish's intentions, since he would probably be the type to be overprotective. Exactly. When will Vegeta return to the server? He said sometime after the Arc series finish, and that finishes August 10th. He said sometime this month, but I'm not going to like rush or pressure him to join if he doesn't want to. Like, if he joins and plays on it on his own accord, that'll be awesome. I'll be there. But like if it takes a little bit more so that he can just like get into the right mind space, get back into the groove of things, then that's also totally down. Going through the self-aware traitor arc where there are only a few people that are there for him. Yeah. But you know what? I'm down for this arc too. Yeah, I don't know if I'll call it traitor. I don't even think it like I understand why you put traitor in quotations, but it really is something that he hasn't denied, you know? Like he has always been very truthful. He has been 100% honest, minus that one time where he lied about riches, but he has been 100% honest, you know? He has been 100% honest, hasn't lied about his motives, has been very open about it. It's just that people don't take him seriously, you know? No one really takes his honest and stuff, honest like opinions, well, honest like thoughts and like quote unquote confessions um seriously. So, which is interesting. He is the definition of chaotic neutral. So, I'm excited for this arc, although I love Selvitz too. It was so sudden that it was suspicious, while Foolish has been a long time coming. Yeah. Foolish has built up this character arc for months at this point. The way that he's aware of Cucurucho's manipulation, you are unique. Yeah, exactly. And he's just playing along because he thinks it's fun. Also, when Cucurucho asked if he officially wants to be a detective, he also didn't have a choice. Like, yeah, he would have said yes anyways, but it still would have been a great cover for him. Yeah, it's interesting to think because I don't think, knowing Foolish, I don't think he'll remember, or maybe he will, but like, he did not have a choice, to be fair, to accept the detective role. He didn't have a choice. He only had the option of yes or yes, which is a Twice song. Um, oh, Mzarb, thank you so much for the raid. Thank you, thank you. I hope you had a good stream. What are you guys up to? Hello, hello, hello. Hi. Banger, by the way. Yerp. OMG is once era. Yeah. I have been summoned. Hello, hello. Where does most of the QSMP fan art get posted? Like my fan art? You guys can follow me on all my socials here. I post my art everywhere except for TikTok. The way I see it with the Federation, they like to give the players the illusion of control. Exactly. So like here's the thing is like people give the illusion of control, but Foolish, you know, Foolish plays along. Other people tries to find a way out of it, while Foolish plays along because he thinks it's fun. If he somehow said no, he, Leo, and Jaiden could have ended up in prison as they couldn't get out of the room. Exactly. They have the chance of like a warp stone, like their warp stone, but I don't know. But Cucurucho's a Twice fan. I think Foolish has been very aware of the Federation's control since those signs saying always watching. Yeah. Yeah, I really do think that Foolish is a whole lot smarter than people think. He's so much more like self-aware than people think. Gee, do you like game soundtracks? I enjoy them every once in a while. Foolish is a definition of the song Happy Face. Bum 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 bum. The bear is an SM Entertainment stan. The bear is an SM Entertainment fan. That is such a funny sentence. If you guys like know, you know. Buenos dias. Hello, Elena. Hello. New headcanon. The new question to ask people. The new question to ask people, chat, is which which entertainment company do certain people stan, do you think? There's what? There's SM, JYP, um uh Foolish feels JYP. You guys think so? Um what was the other big three company? Jaiden is a Cube Entertainment girly. I can see that. There's hype labels, yeah, but what was the other one? There was like three companies: SM, JYP, and YG. Yeah, I haven't heard of anything YG related in so long. Not gonna lie. But now there's hype labels. Yeah, it's no longer called Big Hit. It's hype labels. I blame Blackpink. Mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. The only thing that matters to Foolish is having fun, and that's all. Honestly, that's so valid. It does make me wonder, because I'm pretty sure that the members don't. They're told that they don't need to participate in roleplay if they don't want to. Um, so for people who just wants to have fun with some of the lore but doesn't really want to roleplay, it makes me wonder what happens. Bum, bum, bum. Bana. Hello? Hi. Just want to point out that the art museum feels like metagaming. Yeah, I think I said this like before, but like with the whole like art, it makes it a little bit hard for characters. Like even if we do say, yeah, let's not use the art in the museum to metagame or like to count it as like canon, it does ruin how a character is going to be portrayed and how their thought processes are to figure things out, because I know Bad has been like thinking about how Foolish and like Jaiden or something, um mm, mm, mm. How Foolish and Jaiden are like a part of the Federation and stuff, and how they're supposed to be, yeah, exactly, how they're supposed to be a secret, um but like but Bad has had his suspicions, but he wasn't 100% like confirmed on it, right? But after looking at that art, it kind of makes you think differently how your character would think. Like, would your character still have figured it out without this like help, or now you have to like downplay some of your character's thoughts because you think that they wouldn't have solved it this quickly. You know what I mean? I don't know if I said it in the right way, but I don't know. To be fair, Cucurucho did this to himself. But I don't know. But yeah. Fan art shouldn't affect canon, period. It shouldn't, but it's it's difficult because it's the same vibes as like the content creators scrolling through what people are saying on Twitter, you know? It's basically the same thing. Also didn't know that Jaiden was with him. Yeah, exactly. Like, the art is amazing. Don't get me wrong. That art deserves to be in the museum. I just don't think it's the right time for that art to be in the museum, you know? Mm-mm-mm. Cause like, I don't know. They can't prove anything though, so I doubt it'll be acted on, hopefully. Like, hopefully, but I don't know. Because like there's those water, thank you so much for the hydrate. There's like those theories where, you know, like I know quote unquote the Twitter account is canon. And it's weird because fan art is full of headcanons too, so how are they sure something is real or fan wish, you know? Yeah, exactly. But I don't know. I don't know. I just hope that the content creators understand that and aren't using like the art to like theorize things, you know? Because that would be really unfair, especially for like Foolish's lore and stuff. I think all the other art had no spoilers on it, and it was so nice that they didn't need to add one specifically for now. I feel like Pack and Mike just decided to ignore it, and thankfully, but it's, yeah. Oh, this is too complicated. It really is. It, it, it's so, it's complex to the point where, like, what is the line of metagaming? You know? Like, what would be considered the line that you cannot cross for metagaming, because Twitter is canon, but like other tweets are not canon. You know what I mean? Like, is Quackity Studios canon, but only certain tweets on the updates account canon? You know what I mean? Like, what is the line? Um, and the line is so blurry sometimes, and there's like some reasoning behind stuff. You're thinking too deep, bro. I probably am. It's canon. What? Yeah, they made Quackity Studios canon. So I think anything that shows the other CC's point of view is metagaming. That's what I think too. Cause like bad mainly just like talks to the QSMP updates accounts on his own thread, except for that one time where he metagamed Foolish getting that horse on his own. That was funny. Can I just say? I I was watching both Foolish's and Bad's point of view that day, where Foolish just got this horse and he was so nonchalant about it because he didn't recognize like it was like anything important. But then wouldn't the GoPro cam be considered metagaming too? So the GoPro cam is only metagaming if a content creator uses clips from another content creator without that content creator sharing it. So like the GoPro cam, so like content creators can watch their own GoPros and only watch other people's GoPros if they share it, you know? It's kind of like stealing someone else's GoPro to watch their clips. That's the metagaming part. I don't know. I feel like the GoPro would be metagaming if it's specifically for lore stuff. If it's for silly stuff like seeing Max's death, I don't think it's metagaming. Yeah, like, yeah, you know. Because like they share stuff all the time. Like Foolish sharing his quote unquote GoPro footage of the elevator sounds, you know. That's part of the lore, but Foolish is like sharing that GoPro footage. If like if Foolish told Bad about it and then he left and then Bad went to go watch that clip without Foolish sharing it, then that's metagaming. I don't know. You know what? At this point, I don't really care. I just like to point out stuff. But like really but really at this point it's whatever the content creator decides. Us as the viewer can like blabber all we want, but really we can't change anything. So I'm just here for the ride. Metagame is walking on super thin ice at this point. Yeah. But you know what? Oh well. Oh well. Whatever happens, happens. Some stuff I might be less happy about, but you know what? Who am I to judge? Who am I to say? I'm just here, peepo sitting. But yeah. Do you know what makes me question mark as well? The egg tasks. I've said it before, but I don't know. The egg task yesterday just made me just kind of question mark. Do you know what I mean? Because like at this point they've been reusing a lot of the tasks, and this is like the 50th time you talk about this. Yeah, but like I was looking at it yesterday. How many times have they done the whale watching task? And how many times have they done clear an ocean monument task? I was just like looking at the tasks and I'm like, oh, this again. I'm sorry, but could they at least make it unique? Player task? Oh my gosh, the player task would be so fun. It's funny how Leo's never there for this task. That is true. I don't think Leo has ever done the ocean monument nor the whale watching, even though I know they were specifically targeted for her. I mean, probably more than 6 times. I feel like they keep missing Leo. That's why they just like want to have a day where Leo does them, and maybe that's when they get cleared. Maybe. They keep evading, and I think that's so funny. It's just so funny to me. Like, Foolish missed the sad story time. Leo keeps missing the whale watching and ocean monument one. Like, how many has Leo done this week? 0. But, chat, don't panic. We panic tomorrow. We panic tomorrow if Foolish doesn't log on. Okay. We don't panic yet. She'll be fine. We have Bad Boy Halo. Yeah, exactly. But just don't spam Bad's chat about it, because I saw people just like questioning about it like recently. Don't spam people asking like, hey, you need to take care of this egg, blah blah blah, you know. Yeah, we got Talulio. How many days do they have left? It resets on Monday, so they have up until Sunday. So if Foolish logs on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're good. When in doubt, we have Super Uncle. He knows when to step in. Exactly. His game crashed yesterday. Maybe today he fixed it. Yeah, the thing is that we don't know if Foolish is able to stream today. I want Foolish to meet Talulio. I know exactly. Foolish is going to be so question mark when Tallulah starts speaking in English. He's definitely able to, according to him. Yeah, he also said something along the lines of, you know, what is it? He says something along the lines of most likely not. yesterday. But he's almost sure he won't be able to stream, but there's always that little chance. Mm-mm-mm. 1% chance, yeah. And we take those chances. He said 99% sure no stream today. I mean, 1% chance. Come on now. Knowing foolish, that 1% chance might come true. We take those odds. We take those odds. 1% chance of he's streaming then, exactly. I was so surprised when he streamed yesterday, I won't lie. This is so out of context, so I really like your voice. Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you. That's very sweet of you. It always surprises me. I think I say this every single time someone says something like that, but it always surprises me when people say that they like my voice. Question for you, G. Do you have any theories about where the island is located? Because it surely can't be in Ohio. Yeah, well. Um didn't they didn't when Sophia was still awake, didn't they talk about how where the island's located? What if he streams today, but it's M? Who was the first one to be on the QSMP after they reopened? Um, I don't remember. Was it Tasercraft? Have you ever thought about learning Portuguese? I feel like you enjoy Pack and Mike streams a lot. I would learn Portuguese, but I'm in the middle of learning Spanish right now. And I feel like if I learned both at the same time, I would get confused. I'm like at the same boat with Foolish, you know? Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, if Sophia figured out where they were, yeah. But yeah, I do actually enjoy Tasercraft streams. I think it's so cool watching them build and stuff. I think someone else was they're offline after they reopened first. Yeah, I know Phil said that he was chilling offline as well. You my religion. There's so silly, it's kind of sad some jokes get lost in translation. Yeah. Cucurucho told Foolish no to being from Ohio when writing about the questions. What did Foolish put down again? He put down Quesadilla Island, right? How's that? My religion. Ooh, ooh. How's it? I like this song. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I feel like this song can fit with like a certain ship. He's forgotten where he was before the island. Spanish will make it easy for you to learn Portuguese since they have similar vocabulary. Yeah. But yeah, maybe I'll try to pick up some Portuguese after I learn enough Spanish. I always love it when they start arguing about the stupidest things while building. It's just that like they're like arguing, but like the way that they build together with ease is just so cool, you know. Bum, ba, na, na. The first set of questions, he said he was a pirate, maybe Cucurucho. I read Crunchcraft as like Cucurucho craft, and I'm like, wait a second. And the second time he said Quesadilla Island. Interesting. I love them in other people's point of view. The Jaiden's day with the timer. I was watching Stella's point of view. It was hilarious. Oh my gosh. That was probably one of my favorite moments on the QSMP ever was the Jaiden's day with the timer. Like, it's just them trying to be sneaky and just doing so badly was just so funny. Watching it live what like made me almost like cry of laughter. It made me almost cry of laughter. It was so funny. I heard Portuguese is better for you to learn first because even though it's harder, it really helps you learn Spanish since they're similar. The timing of them saying no one's gonna see us and Selma turning around and seeing Pants flying and dying of laughter. It was just so funny. God, that was like such a good stream. When Bad was like, put your helmet away, they're gonna see us. They're gonna see your helmet. And then Foolish is like, we're like in an invisible moving boat. Didn't you think they'll see us first? God, watching some of it, like I think I had Foolish's point of view open. I had everyone's point of view open. I had Foolish, Bad, Selbit, and Jaiden's point of view open. And if you watched it from Jaiden's point of view, and how she turned at this specific moment, you can see this motorboat just like speeding towards her, but she didn't even see it. It was like at the corner of the screen. She didn't even see that this giant motorboat, just like nobody in it, speeding towards her. It was just so funny. I was dying of laughter. It was just so funny. Yeah, it was just like a pair of pants and like three floating totems. No way. Yeah, it was so funny. Didn't even notice Bad and Foolish. It was so funny. Like when Jaiden said that before she saw Foolish, like when Foolish's invis ran out. That was so funny. When Foolish's invis ran out, like before that, Jaiden even didn't even like realize that Bad and Foolish were following her. And you know what? That's kind of crazy. When she entered the dungeon and said, "Hello, flying pair of pants." Oh my gosh. When she was trying to break the boat and she started like hitting somebody and she was like, "Oh, I think I hurt the boat." Jaiden's just like side comments are just so good. She is just so funny. I don't know. Is she effing lost? Some of my thoughts have been helpful, some not so much. That was so funny. The way Foolish and Bad showing up in Jaiden's translation box, I just like don't even think Jaiden noticed that either. I don't think she noticed Foolish and Bad showing up in the translation box. Even the updates account put Jaiden hurts the boat. uh, the voices in her head teaching her to pin herself on the map was so funny. I just had an idea. Jane so much, she's so funny. She really is. Excuse me. I'm just like so happy. Like, you know what? Like, I would have never imagined that Foolish and Jaiden would just get this close, you know? They were just so funny together. They were just a bunch of sillies. Ouch. Ouch. Two peas in a pod. You're okay. Let's do this. Actually, wait. We do this. Oops. We do something like this. We do this. Boop, boop, boop. I think I'm gonna like this. Then we had to lift it up. Ugh. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Found family, true. Yeah, I say that Jaden wouldn't have as much time as she does to play on the server, considering that she mainly does an animator thing. I'm surprised to be proven wrong, to be honest. Yeah, and I think it helps that it's not required to stream it all the time. So I think it really helps Jaden that she's able to do stuff offline, you know? Cause like that whole moment between Jaden confronting like Foolish, telling Jaden everything that happened for the arrest, and Jaden going to Selbit and back to Foolish, she wasn't streaming. And she also wasn't streaming when Jaden followed Foolish to go to Cucurucho's office and get the detective role, and Foolish having Jaden, do the detective stuff. And then them going to like Bad's place and them talking about like, could you take on 100 bunnies? Like all of that, Jaden was offline. She was not streaming. So, and I think it really helps that they allow that. QSMP is just a miracle, really. Never in my life. I have thought about Jaden animations being friends with Tasercraft. Is literally two parts of my childhood mixed together. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Beginning. Honestly, people talking about bringing Skeppy to the island, but honestly, as someone who didn't watch Bad before QSMP very much, and I always saw him with Skeppy, I kind of wish they don't. I love how he goes to annoy Foolish instead. Jaden says she didn't feel that comfortable doing role play while live on YouTube, so she's planning on moving on Twitch, I think. Yeah. I think Jaden said that she might I think she said something along the lines of she didn't build an audience for that. You know what I mean? Like her YouTube audience isn't that well, for like those kind of live streams. So it would be interesting if she did like get ready and move to Twitch. That would be interesting. YouTube lives are honestly awful, to be honest. Yeah. I only ever watch one YouTube streamer consistently, and that's Vegeta. Uh, for the people that Quackity would invite to the server, Jaden was the last person I would have guessed, to be honest. I was surprised when she was announced because she never really played a Minecraft server before. So it was a huge moment when it happened. No, me too. I remember I was reacting to it live or something. And I was like, Jaden Animations is quite the surprise. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm. I feel like at one point Foolish would tell Jaden to tell everyone what happened with him and Cucurucho, like how that now that she has permission, she doesn't feel guilty, along with how having her to be a witness to Foolish's lore would be work in his favor. Um, I don't, that would be interesting because Jaden, after the detective stuff and getting that position with her and stuff, Jaden has said that she's sworn secrecy with Foolish. So her chat was awful that one day when her and Foolish were chatting about random stuff. That was kind of messed up. Like her chat was talking about like, oh, this is boring. Like, are you even still streaming? Like, just end your stream because Jaden and Foolish were just hanging out and talking. And I'm like, if you don't want to watch it, you can leave. That was just messed up. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. It is. Yeah, that is what happened. Was the first to encounter Cucurucho, and Philza was the first to encounter Code. Seems interesting. That is interesting. I love to watch her having silly combos. It would be fun if she had Twitch. People who cry about free entertainment. That's what I'm saying. Like, no one is forcing you to continue watching. You know what I mean? No one is forcing you to sit there and listen to this conversation. You can leave whenever you want to. It would be a doozer invasion for real. That is true. She has a Twitch. She doesn't stream on it. Well, yeah. Has a lot of speed running, so maybe that's why some of her chat sucks like that. Yeah. Mm-mm-mm. Wasn't she like live streaming playing like Undertale the other day? Was it Undertale? Doesn't YouTube have a contract where you can't? Props not. I don't think YouTube has a contract. Only Twitch has a contract. I remember I saw fan art headcanon that someone made on Twitter, which how they interpreted the code being Jacksepticeye, and I don't know why, but it just fits so well for the headcanon. Jacksepticeye. Interesting. Bad still streams Munchie on YouTube, so it's probably fine. I think Bad's contract was different, so that's why he's still allowed to stream on YouTube. There was a time where Twitch, for that contracts during that time, you're not allowed to stream anywhere else. But Twitch's contract has changed recently. So I know people who are streaming on both. She's has a bunch of gamer friends where she co-op games with them. That's cool though. I think she was doing like a genocide Undertale run thing with like 3 other friends. Thank you for the hydrate. Who would I like to be added onto the island? I don't know. I want to have someone who's added that is active enough on the server, you know? Not someone that just like logs in. That like logs in, plays for like a week, and then like never comes back. Someone who's down to do some of the lore, you know? I see I see similarities between Foolish and Selbit's Federation arcs. They both have betrayed those who love them, and they also have someone who knows everything. Selbit has riches, and Foolish's is Jaiden and Leo. That is true. There's similarities, but there's also like huge differences, you know? I feel like Puffy or Tubbo would fit so well. I haven't been keeping up with their content recently. I honestly um God, maybe it's just me being biased. Like, I would love a woman on the server, but you know, I also would love Sam. I will not lie. I would love Awesome Dude. Just because I know he's like, I don't know. I just love Sam. Puffy would be epic also. Sam, honorary woman just this once. Do you know what I think would be cool? Is like what they did like on the DSMP where like someone isn't like permanently on the server. I don't know how they would incorporate this in the lore, but someone who can just like come visit the server, you know? Just whitelisted for one day. guest stars. Sam loves Leo. It would be perfect. Yeah, Sam does love Leo. But I think Sam would love Dapper and Ramon, you know? The little um redstone create mod like geniuses. Would Foolish end up having a moment where he finds out something of major importance but get kidnapped before going to tell anyone? That would be interesting. Hmm. Do you know what would be funny? I think it would be funny if um um it's almost like a Phelps situation, but with Foolish, right? Foolish plans to go on this trip or do these like large range of like variety streams or like competitions slash tournaments and stuff where he can't log in much on the QSMP, but they do like this whole arc with him. He finds out something, right? And then he gets kidnapped, but then no one really figures it out, you know? Figures out like where he's been and stuff. That would be interesting. That would be funny. Like Foolish out of all people. You are so cute. Thank you so much. Dude, Sam and Ramon interactions, dude. Maybe in another universe. Maybe. Honestly, I want to see more Spanish speaking content areas on the QSMP. The current ones are basically Royal Max who log in more than twice a week. That's true. I know a lot of people have been wanting Rivers. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Yeah. Rivers seems pretty cool from what I've seen. Giving a lore reason for absences is always better than the alternative. Yeah. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. I don't really know much about Rivers, but I love to see her on the QSMP. People want to hear so much makes me curious about what she would do. Yeah, I remember like Royer was talking about it, about who they would add, and I think he was talking about Rivers. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Do 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 bow bow. Tina and Royer interactions would be cool. I miss Tina and Royer interactions. I won't lie. The Squidcraft era was really fun. Hello. I just want more woman. That's so valid. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. I'm with you though, G. Definitely need someone who will log on often. Yeah. But also Aldo because I think Marianne will come back more with him and Royer. Ah, the MC trio. By the way, the fact that Fajetta's picture keeps being interpreted as a body pillow, I think that's funny. Like at this point, even Foolish has like gave up on trying to correct it. Like I forgot who asked, but someone asked, and then Foolish was like, "Yeah, I think that's I think that's the line that we're going towards right now." The body pillow. Was it fit? Feel like as much as it would be cool to see some creators, I think we need the least is English speaking ones because people tend to use a lot of English, especially towards the current ones already. I love other languages and the ones we have more. No, I agree. I also agree. Mm-mm. BBH started it. I'm pretty sure. When they were searching for Ramon's new head, that was a sweet moment, you know. Foolish like inviting Fate and Ramon over after their attempt to kill him. Um so that Ramon could pick like a new hat. Mm-mm. Ba-ba-na-ba. People who have seen the body pillow is bad forever bags and I think fit. And Jaiden. Jaiden was over the other day. I'm pretty sure Jaiden saw. But bum 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 ba na 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 na. Ba 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 na na. I want Royer's reaction. Bonnet now. You know, I started languaging people. And by people, I mean like one of my friends. And I think it's funny. We need more Foolish and Royer together with Leo. Foolish and Royer are such a funny duo. They are so funny together. Yeah. Honestly, I'm just happy with whoever they add as long as they're a decent person. They're a decent human being who logs on enough. That's all I want. I want Royer to do tasks with Leo again. Yeah. No, 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 no. Or it could be a headcanon. Imagine if the host of the island is Markiplier. Somehow, for some reason, Markiplier is driving the bus. No matter what universe we are in, it always leads back to Markiplier. What do you think about Foolish being out of the Order Theoritas for now? I don't think it really changes much, to be fair. I wish they add Nikki if they add German CCs. Yeah, I think we talked about it before, but who knows if Nikki would want to be on another SMP. With Unique Egg Quest, do you remember when they had to do a pool party specifically at Royers? Yeah, I remember that. You know what? I kind of missed that. That day of egg tasks was so fun because Mr. Mustard was there and Elisangela made an appearance. That day was just so fun. I don't know. That pool party was really fun. I kind of miss it. Like those tasks are fun, you know? 07 Mr. Mustard. Man, I have high hopes. I love how no one takes Elisangela seriously because everyone knows his richest is admin, and I think that's so funny. Not whale watching. We've had too many whale watching. I'm over it. I don't think he's dead, but he's probs in danger. Either that or they're just using his name. You know what I mean? I swear, if like next week there's like another whale watching task, I'm over it. The chef did confirm that the meal was Mr. Mustard, but I shall simply live in delusion that Mr. Mustard is off saving his planet. Okay, first off, I think the chef like did a nod when asking if the meal was like a capybara, but are we really just going to trust the chef? Are we really going to trust the chef that was just like working in the bar? to say that the beef Wellington is made out of capybara. Is capybara even considered beef? Which admin plays Mr. Mustard? QNPC 11, I think. Yeah, beef Wellington. Would cappies even be tasty? I mean, I don't know. Are we really trusting fed workers now? Yeah, beef is cow. I think that's what I'm saying. Yeah, the chef said that, but why would Walter say all those things at the event? Exactly. The chef was from the Federation, and remember, never trust the Federation, so Mr. Mustard is just in a deadly danger. I need to do a movie night with only the best moments from the first until now, so that the Brazilians and fresh CCs get to know fun moments from the first days. It would be interesting. I mean, Walter Bob was acting weird that day, saying to not look for him. I was crying all morning. Started watching and making me feel better. Aw, I'm glad you feel better here. You might as well eat Walter Bob too if people are going along with how they ate Mr. Mustard. I thought Mr. Mustard was Tallulah or 01 since on the wedding they arrived as eggs after capybaras went away. Yeah, but on other days Mr. Mustard was played by a different admin account. Also thought about something interesting. If Pac and Mike were in others' POVs technically still in jail and Cucurucho asked for Foolish to do detective work, why? Why arrest them and looking for proof later? It's curious. It's like I think for the arrest, Cucurucho it's like the main theory is that Pac and Mike did something to them, right? Some Pac and Mike did something to Mr. Mustard. But I feel like all of this really is just like a manipulation tactic. There's really no rhyme or reason for whatever they're probably trying to convince Foolish. As Foolish brought up the questions Cucurucho asked him on the dragon that one day? No. Foolish was the only one who got asked those questions, you know? Foolish was the only one who really got the questions about his thoughts on Order and the Federation. No one else got those questions. And I think Foolish just kind of assumed that everyone else was asked those questions and isn't probably like mentioning it, you know. Because like whenever he like mentioned that he got questioned by Cucurucho, everyone would be like, "Oh, so did I." And then he's like, "Oh, so I'm not special." So I think whatever questions that Cucurucho asked him out in the open, he's going to assume that everyone else is being asked that at this point. Really, because I would assume the same thing. How the Brazilians, except forever, have all been captured by the Federation and not been all together, which is his birthday, waiting for forever to be taken away this month. Forever might be taken away, especially with what plan he's making right now. Joy secrets. All else fails. Kidnapping Mr. Musson was on the list of why they got prison, which was weird. It's because they didn't and they would question it. Cucurucho was just using that for Foolish, I guess. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Cucurucho was only using it for Foolish. Because like as you know, the Federation is always watching. So honestly, the Federation knows everything that happens. Um, they're just using the fact that the island members themselves don't know 100% what's happening. I didn't grasp what they were doing. I don't know 100% of what the secret plan is, but the plan is to get this train to burst into this nether portal and send them all into the nether, because that is where they think that that's the escape of the island, to go into the nether and then like find an escape there. That's their plan. But they don't know if one, they'll even make it to the nether, or two, if they do make it, if they can come back. It's that's Forever's plan. And he Forever was planning to just have it being like a small mission of just him and Max, but he thinks that it would be better now with more people. I'm not too sure. Forever's plan is he wants to make the train like Tasercraft and send anyone that wants to go to the Nether. I think he is off stream talking with the admins though. Yeah. Like they have to discuss how this whole thing would work with the admins. I hope they do it when Cheyenne is awake. That would be funny. If he wins the presidency, would he keep going with the plan? I'm sure he would. Because like almost everyone's platform right now who is still running is basically F the Federation. that's that's basically everyone's motto. And then boom, Germans are here and are like, OMG, someone came to rescue us. That would be so funny. I think, do you know what would be so funny? If they start the secret plan and they're like doing a countdown, right? They're doing a countdown to launch the train into the nether portal to burst into the nether, but before they finish the countdown, the portal activates first, and then in comes another train like comes running, like speeding towards them out of the portal, crashes in their own plane, and that's when the Germans arrive, and then the portal breaks. The end. That would be kind of funny. That'd be kind of funny, but like I don't think that's gonna happen because one, that's just like not enough people to greet the Germans. But that would be funny. His plan was his plan at the start to go with Max and see if it would actually work, but he changed his mind and plans taking everyone at once. I think it was so sudden. It was sudden, so probably because he talked with the admins. Yeah. Oh, if that's the case, and if he brings everyone, then yeah, maybe if they do that for the Germans, that would be funny. Phelps is just pasta, right? He said, "I want votes. Vote for me. I promise pasta, pasta and capybaras." That is literally the entire character of Phelps summarized in 2 words. Honestly, if I had 2 votes, I would also vote for Phelps. I would vote for Etoile and I would vote for Phelps for the memes. There you go. You guys have my votes. I would love for Phelps and Foolish to talk more. I would love for the day Phelps wants to log in again. Because I know Phelps doesn't log in every single day. He only logs in every once in a while when he feels like it. I would love for Phelps and Foolish to just hang out and talk again, you know? Have a good day, girly pops. Have a good day. Thanks for hanging. Mm-mm-mm. Bow now. Man, I just hope that Foolish somehow fixes whatever is going on with his Minecraft launcher, you know, so that he can he can play on the server again. Phelps is just silly. He is digging his square, but still has no idea what to do with it. Knowing him, he'll probably go in the middle of it and build some sort of dirt house and leave it there. That'd be awesome. Like, Phelps is such a wild card in the fact that I didn't even know that he was running for presidency until they announced his name. like on the day where like the server was announcing who made it into who became candidates, like when they said Phelps, I was like, what? Did Phelps apply? Not even the Brazilians knew he was going to be honest. So yeah, that's Phelps for you. That was just so funny. Imagine the Phelps and Foolish podcast. Dude, we had like two amazing back to back Foolish podcasts. We had like the one podcast where Foolish asked the question of which is like the biggest, toughest animal that you guys think you can take on, right? Like beat up in a fight and stuff. And that conversation lasted for like over an hour. And then the next time he did it, the conversation was if you could eat a human body part, which body part would it be? Or like was it eat or was it like break? If you can break a bone right now, if you can break one of your body parts right now, which one would you break? You know? Yeah. Those are like awesome foolish podcast conversations. Or one giraffe. I think it would be funny to see Foolish take on a giraffe. He's so real for that. Yeah, I think the Foolish's conversations are always so funny. As a base, ask Silva if he would rather eat another human being or an egg. Silva, the ex-cannibal, if he would rather eat a human or an egg. Yeah, that was funny. That was funny. When Richest told him the story about Selbit, and then Foolish finally connected the dots. That was awesome. Mm, 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 mm. Uh, uh, uh. Mm, 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 mm. Ba, 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 na, 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 na. He thought it was a bit. Man, if only he knew. A while ago in the conversation with BBH, Foolish said that he has no reason to want to leave the island because now he even has a family. So it makes sense that Foolish is what he is now, involved in the Federation. The others all want to leave the island, and Cucurucho wants them to like the island. I hope you enjoy the island. Yeah. It is interesting because like all all of the clues are there. All of the information. Vegeta made Leo canon on his arc. How cute. Wait, really? How? That's that wait, that is cute. How? But yeah, I think it's interesting that Foolish has been so open about everything that people seem to forget. Phelps in the wiki page about him saying absurd stuff, like him being a giant and infinite years old because his birthday is every day. It's on the Mods Vegeta Twitter account. Okay, let me go look. Wait, is it this? Aww. Wait, this is so cute. Leonardo! Wait, this is so cute! What is this? An owl? Aww. That is so cute. I think sometimes people are frustrated by Foolish just because they didn't consider that he's serious and made mistakes of brushing him off. Yeah. I can't. This is so cute. This is like with her other hat. Looks just like her with her other hat. Purple. Oh, so cute. Mm-mm-mm. Forever was asked by them if he had any reason for it to be on the 7th at 7 p.m. Brazilian time, and he said he couldn't say it. Now the German steer you said is actually closer to being true. What have you done, G? Ooh. Ooh. Chat. For those of you who are new, um that's so interesting. For those of you that are new, if you guys are new to my chat and stuff, especially if you came like recently, we have things called the power of manifestation here, where if I talk about something with enough enthusiasm, I think, we can accidentally manifest it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like we've accidentally manifested several things before. Um, so teach me your ways, G. I don't actually know how it happens. It just kind of happens, you know? Like I don't know how many things I've like accidentally manifested. Manifest people actually listening to Q Foolish? Man, I wish. Some things are out of my control, okay? You're unofficially a part of the QSMP. I'm so sad that BTS is not going to enter QSMP. Like, imagine. Bro, I think I talked about BTS with too much enthusiasm that they're not going to be on the server. Because, like, I think I spent, like, almost half a stream just talking about BTS, who they are, and, like, just joking about how they're going to be on the QSMP. Plot twist, G wrote the lore. God, I wish. It's German BTS, imagine. Manifested too much? Yeah. It has to be the right amount of manifestation. So, like, if on Monday after the elections, if on Monday we need Hobie and Foolish building together, that is such a wild sentence. It's such a wild sentence. Can you believe? Uh, but like if if that scenario actually happens, if everyone gets on the train on Monday, okay, everyone gets on the train, they're doing a countdown, and then something like starts shaking, there's like a loud noise, the nether portal bursts, and like a train from the other side of the nether portal appears, right? Appears, crashes into their train, the nether portal breaks because of like the absurd power. Like, or like the nether portal turns into, you know, the nether portal how the original crew, you know, the original islanders like arrived at, you know what I mean? Like that portal turned into glass, right? So what if this portal breaks from being another portal and turns into glass, right? And then that's when the Germans arrive. If that happens on Monday, you're welcome. You're welcome, chap. That's all on me. And whichever chatter that I read that made me imagine that whole scenario. Oh, Lightning. I think Lightning messaged it, right? Lightning said boom, that's how the German arrived, and then I just expanded on that. Foolish just vibing with the Titan while everyone's fighting for their lives. Would lose a chance to do something if they just went nope and deleted the portal. That would be interesting way. That would be an interesting way, you know. Now. Boo, ba, boo, ba. Ba-dum. It would be a fun way for them to arrive and incorporate them into more lore from the get-go. It would be. It would be interesting. I'm just wondering if there's going to be a German egg. That is that would be something interesting because on one hand, I know that they want to try to end the egg arc. So I don't know if they're going to add a German egg, but you know, Germans meet spreadsheet. That would be kind of awesome. That would be so awesome. That is such a funny sentence. Praise Germans meet spreadsheet. The QSMP wiki timeline even mentioned Shulish trying to log on yesterday. Wait, really? That is so funny. It's interesting how Foolish was the only one struggling to get on. Guys, what Foolish is doing, like he's working to Cucurucho and I don't know what the reason, and now none of the Brazilians trust him and are excluding him from the escape plan. It's because long story short, Foolish is being a little silly, agreed with Cucurucho because Cucurucho said that Pack and Mike were responsible for Mr. Mustard's disappearance. And that if he arrests and Cucurucho told Foolish that if he arrested Pack and Mike, there might be a way to find out where Mr. Mustard is or something. And Foolish also thought that it would be kind of fun to get arrested. So he thought he was doing them a favor by giving them some fun. But they didn't think so. So yeah. That's the story. Plot twist, the German's new egg is Sprechen. That would be so funny. Sprechen, the real forgotten side character. Sprechen's just living his life in Foolish's Swiss house. Well, technically Foolish doesn't want to leave the island, right? Yep. Probably will learn German just to say I'm a boy and I eat an apple. What? Classic Foolish. Thanks. Yeah. It's a Foolish thing, you know. It's something that Foolish does, but it's not out of character. Your Honor, my client is just silly. That's exactly. I thought it was so funny when Jaiden agreed to be Foolish's lawyer or something, and then Foolish just started telling Jaiden every like little bit and joke that he's done that makes him look bad, and each one just gets worse and worse, and Jaiden is like, "What?" That was so funny. That was so funny. She smacked her desk. It was it was awesome. It says, and I quote, meanwhile, Foolish can't log on the server, which kicks him instantly whenever he tries. Looks like the QSMP is banned from Ohio now, and the Corn Power internet is not helping either. Is that what actually is said on the QSMP wiki? That is so funny. Not gonna lie, I'm still laughing how Pack and Mike got a book with their crimes, which they lost, and it was the one meme from the list of crimes on Wikipedia. That is so funny. That's true. Honestly, I hope Foolish will eventually get the desire to leave the island. Maybe he will find it more entertaining to try and leave. It would be interesting. Foolish didn't know about their prison trauma. Yeah. To be fair, no one really knows about anyone's prison trauma ever. It does makes me like not just prison trauma, but like they're just their trauma in general. Like it makes me wonder how Fit knew Pack and Mike's prison trauma. Unless like told him. Cause like how would he know? I just want to see a full villain arc of Foolish with him not caring about anything. At least the Federation and Cucurucho listen to him. I don't know if we'll ever fully ever get a Foolish villain arc. I don't think we'll ever get one because Foolish is probably too patient and too willing to put to become like, you know, a punching bag, or like to please other people uh before anything. What the heck is that image? Wait, Carrie Ann. This is an owl-like creature that Vegeta has in his Arc Adventures that he named after Leo. Hi, Carrie Ann. I hope you're well. How are you? It looks like Leo's League of Legends head. I know, right? That's why I was so surprised when I saw it. It's kind of cute. Matches her kindred head. Yeah. I can picture Foolish not wanting to leave, since honestly, at the past lore he's been through, and he finally gets a family, has a chance to uh care for something other than himself, it would be weird or hard to go back to the life he had before he finally got family. Exactly. That's wild. I love it, right? It's kind of cute. Look at it. Look at his little face. Peepo pet. Peepo pet. Did you see all the riddles that Selbit is solving? I'm so excited. So much lore. I won't lie. I have only really like I haven't paid 100% attention to Selbit streams recently, but I have been like seeing like stuff that he's been doing, and it seems interesting. I don't know where it's leading up to or how he got it or anything, like the whole lore and stuff, but I think it's cool. What's the discussion topic today? We are talking about anything and everything. Whatever comes to mind. And getting distracted from drawing. Which, by the way, I'm almost done. I did this. I drew Jaiden and I drew Cucurucho today on stream. That's it. And it's been almost 3 hours. And I copy and pasted this panel. So I think we're getting some good progress. My little Osito Bimbo. Yeah, he's just a little guy. I'm scared he was sending him to solve those because it's unlikely to be the codes and much less the Federation, so who could it be? Did you guys see? Quackity Studios did the upload the thingy again. What's it called? Was it Quackity Studios? They did the they opened like applications for stuff. Or was it what was that? I want to apply for some of it. Did they delete the post? Talbot and Filza decided to have a beach off yesterday. That was so funny. That's when you knew. That was so funny. The update account apps were different than the Quackity Studio apps, I noticed. Yeah, the Quackity Studio apps, like the updates accounts were looking for like admins for the updates accounts. But I think Quackity Studios uploaded one to hire new employees for stuff. But I think they deleted the tweet because I can't see it anymore. But one of the positions that I thought was new in that application was voice acting. So I was just like scrolling through it. I was going to look at it more, but it seemed new. Yeah, I think the voice acting position was new, which is interesting. That's cool. Yeah, so I wonder what they plan to do for that, you know? Voice acting. For what, I wonder. Not gonna lie, it was hilarious when the updates account posted Selba as French updates. Yeah. They must have fired the quacking duck. uh-uh. They got tired of using an AI voice for Cucurucho. See where the multiple voice actors or one? Yeah. QSMP the musical, imagine. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Off topic, did you see the prehistoric whale that dropped yesterday? What? There's a new prehistoric whale? Maybe they need a new Sophia or something? Ooh, maybe. What if the code started copying players? That would be interesting. If the code um if the code had, started learning about the members and then there's fake members around. That would be interesting, but also kind of scary. QSMP the musical on ice. Oh my god, imagine the featuring BTS. Oh my gosh, we have it now. This is the new QSMP arc, guys. QSMP the musical on ice featuring BTS. Oh my god, can you imagine? That would be crazy. Nah, not BTS. That would be crazy. They found old bones in Peru, and it may have been the heaviest, largest creature ever recorded. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. But also, I thought you were talking about the QSMP, and I'm like, oh god, don't tell me they added a mod with more whales. But that's cool. That is cool. And Hatsune Miku, oh my gosh. Dude, do you know how crazy it would be if BTS and Hatsune Miku collabed? That would be actually insane. I want it to be like the first Pokemon movie where they cloned Pokemon and the skins were only slightly different. Wait. True. Okay, that Pokemon movie was so good though, to be fair. I would pay. No, me too. It was only 7 mods. But they did add mods, and they're pretty hefty mods if I do recall. Like there's like new mobs and like a newer version of Create, which is pretty cool. I'm on a server that has the Create mod on it. So that's going to be interesting. I might look up some stuff and maybe build something. Me building? That's crazy. You don't need more whales on the SMP. Yeah. If we added more whales, we're going to get another task of whale watching next week. There's working TVs and stuff now. Oh wait, I saw that. I remember Dapper and Palm were like watching a TikTok and Bad was like telling them to stop watching it, and it made me sad because like it was the TikTok where it's like explaining what NSFW meant, and it says not safe from Wario. But Bad cut the TikTok off short. I was like, no, that TikTok is so good. It made me sad. I want to add Create to the Doozer SMP, but it's just so hard to add. Wait, really? Are becoming iPad kids. But can you imagine? I know Bad was trying to play Muffin on a TV. You should do a Minecraft stream every once in a while. Would you guys be interested if I played Minecraft on stream? I would probably do something more interesting than just like having an art that I'm not gonna draw. It's like it's going to be my regular stream, but I'm moving. Yeah? Bad hates Wario confirmed. Nar. They will do TikTok dances. They're going to get the Orange Justice trending on TikTok. For real, for real. It takes a lot to run, and the poor laptop users would lose it. Oh, that's true. That is true. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Okay. I'll schedule in a Minecraft stream at some point. It's just that I just recently started my 2 week Minecraft like playthrough that I want to play Minecraft. And it's just like so bad because I should be I should be I should be doing some work, you know, my side hustle work, but I haven't. Hello, welcome into Lula's fan. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Banana. So yeah, they kill any eggs, they die. Wait, what? If they kill any egg, they die. Is the they die part towards like the admins? I'm sorry. When I read if they kill any eggs, they die, I'm like, yeah. Yeah, the eggs will die if they are killed. I'm sorry. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. If you are killed, you die. Uh I'm sorry, I'm sorry. That's like on me. I hope you don't take that as me like making fun of you because I'm not, I promise. It's just that I'm really bad at reading and my English is not good, my girl. No, you're good. You're good. You make sense. No, you make 100% complete sense. It's me. It's me, not you. Okay. It's not you. It's me. Trust. But your English is great. I promise. Thanks. That's interesting. I just can't believe it. I know. I know. See, like I said, you got like two amazing words of wisdom on the stream chat from me. Two words of wisdoms. Only two words. Not two phrases, two words. I just got an idea. I wish Foolish and Phelps would build something in his square so we can get more of this duo. That'd be fun, but it's just my delusion to think it will happen. It would be interesting if Phelps and Foolish did build something together in that square. Because like their first quote unquote build that they kind of did together, but not really, was the Cucurucho statue. Phelps just kind of like encouraged Foolish to build the statue, and Phelps just kind of like watched Foolish work. And then this is like the opposite, where Phelps is digging out this whole square, and Foolish is just kind of watching, you know? So it would be interesting if they did something together. Just drop a pipe every 5 minutes. So you know how Foolish has a skin based on Mario? Who would be his Luigi? Probably Bad Boy Halo. No, but Bad Boy Halo is Barbie. Barbie Boy Halo. It would be Tina, that's true. It could be Tina. But are we talking about members on the QSMP? Or like just Foolish's friends in general? But I don't know, but Vegeta would be Peach. That's true. Vegeta would be Peach. And Rubius is Bowser. Oh my gosh, we're connecting dots. Oh my gosh. Gee, did you see when Forever rated bad and Forever's chat was calling BBH's chat the Barbies? It was so funny. Bad tried to say they are ghosties and BBH's chat calling them Kens. Wait, that's so perfect. Samu, 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 Samu. I mean, he did sing that song. That's true. It's all coming together. We're connecting all of the dots, chat. Already sing the Peach song, yeah. Everyone's turning to a character soon enough. Forever is gonna turn to the freaking tangled up princess, which I forgot the name of. Yeah, Rapunzel. That would be funny. Isn't a Halloween event in the family isn't Bat Fam or Mario Bros? Oh, I is like I know they want to end the egg arc and everything, but I hope the eggs live long enough for Halloween. And I genuinely, I hope that they allow in their egg models to be slightly edited for the Halloween event. I think that would be so fun. You know? Like the eggs have their little egg models and like their own little costumes. I know like both Leo and Richarlison wants to have like little like uh their own costumes and stuff. But you know, it would be so cute to see the eggs dress up. It would be so cute. Mm, 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 mm. Mm-mm. If Selbit becomes Elsa, that would be him and Royer as that weird YouTube Spider-Man and Elsa videos. Uh, but yeah, that's my wish. Out of everything that I wish for and what I hope for the QSMP, that is probably the number one in my priority right now. That somehow the eggs will live long enough to celebrate Halloween and have their little egg models, be edited. Because I know for sure that I want the Fula family. Oh wait, hear me out. Fula is just Mario, Vegeta is Peach, and Leo is Toad. I think Leo would prefer to be Toadette over Toad. But don't say that, I got attached to them. Ooh, that would be interesting because when is TwitchCon? TwitchCon is October 20th. So it'd be like the week after TwitchCon. Or at least the Day of the Dead. That's true, that one's too. So many QSMP CCs are compared to characters because they are a worldwide thing that the whole QSMP community understands. Spider-Man, Miku, etc. Yeah. Leo gives me Yoshi vibes. Oh, I can see Leo as Yoshi too. That would be so cute. Leo in like a little like Yoshi onesie. Oh my god. Oh my god. Can you imagine? That would be so cute. Stop. Like you guys are getting like my hopes so high. Like I want this to happen. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Mario onesie fan art. It's like they dress up as like Mario characters, but I can also see them like becoming like superheroes, like dressing up as superheroes. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. What if on the Day of the dead eggs come back for just one day off? Wait, wait, that would be kind of nice. That would be sad but sweet. It would be. If that happened, I'm gonna cry. Mm-mm-mm. QC meets the Book of Life. True. It's so crazy to think about how Palm has lived longer than Bobby. Isn't that crazy to think about how long ago that was? And how like the OG eggs are like 4 months old now? That's kind of crazy. Like 4 months ago, the egg event started. Nope, don't like that. Mhm. Just that I got sad seeing Max after seeing Forever show up. Their plans to others. I thought that was just me and you forever. That was going alone to the nether to try first, not everyone. That's crazy. Yeah. Mm-mm-mm-mm. It's interesting. I kind of want them to do that event where Foolish suggested it about the heroes versus villains event. It would be cool. That would be cool. That would be actually pretty cool. Max thought it was a date, which I find funny but sad for Forever's POV since he's trying not to focus on love yet, and that would be kind of bad if Max wants to build a relationship with them. I'm really confused about this because like I thought Max was falling for bad, but he's also falling for Forever, but Forever doesn't want to pursue love, and bad is kind of oblivious to everything. Like his heart says something, but his mind isn't comprehending, and um it's a whole mess. It's a whole mess. It literally is a love triangle. Yeah, it really is a love triangle at this point. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Ba, 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 meow, 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 meow. But yeah. It's a be that can be Hercules. I just want Max to be happy. Max deserves to be happy. Like after everything, he deserves to be happy. Honestly. If the code were to try to disguise itself as Vegeta, as it did with Cheyenne and Tallulah, would Foolish be able to recognize something being off instantly? It like I would love the idea of the code trying to impersonate as a player, and exactly, but like it will be difficult since the player speaks, unless they use like that AI thing. I don't think they're going to do any, they're not going to get far. And remember, did you guys see that book that the voice actor applications, oh god, did you guys see that the book that Etoile got after fighting the code? The code wrote a book half like mostly in binary, but is trying to spell out that I am dapper. Also, not Phelps yesterday flirting with Max and Max not noticing. Wait, Phelps was flirting with Max for real? It was cute and horrifying. Is learning? It really is learning. Is learning to speak. What if the code comes back as Dan TDM? That would be awesome. If the code came back as Dan TDM, do you know how epic that would be? The great comeback of Dan TDM. Oh my gosh, that would be epic. Yeah, here we go. If you guys didn't see, this is the book that Etoile got. I didn't even realize that there's 48 quote retweets. Anyways, this is the book that Etoile got after fighting the good ending. Foolish adopts the code. I mean, everyone kind of just like shot down Foolish's idea of trying to adopt the code, and that is why he is king of the capybaras now. Katara is here. Hi, Katara. Meow, meow, meow. Pss, 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 pss. Hello, Katara. Imagine the code coming as every person who went to buy a cigarette and didn't come back. Foolish's deal getting shot down? No way. I know, right? He can change the code. He can. He really, he really can. Because like, chat. Foolish has like this side mission on his side mission, right? To teach Cucurucho how to have fun. I would love, absolutely love to have just like a mini, maybe side arc or like side story of Foolish teaching Cucurucho how to have fun again, you know? Because that would be kind of epic. We kind of saw it during the day where Cucurucho helped Foolish spy on Quackity and Royer. Remember? Like, Cucurucho shot Foolish and then went, ha ha ha, you know? And then they were just talking, you know? And I don't know, Cucurucho seemed to ha 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 a lot and just like handed him a spyglass. I would love that arc. I want a beach episode with Foolish and Cucurucho, but them just doing fun things. And it just... I want Cucurucho doing things that humanizes it. And it just makes me wish that the Sophia arc, you know, where Foolish was trying to help Sophia feel emotions could be expanded a little bit more, you know? Because I think something could have happened, you know? Foolish being able to help one of the cute montages and it ends with all the eggs dying. Oh, a shrimp! What? Do you know what happened to Sophia? No, we don't. Sophia, why did you have to go get cigarettes? Oh my gosh. It would be interesting, you know. If you were in the QSMP, what role would you take or what would you do? I don't know. This might sound biased, but for real, I would do this on any server. I would be a pocket block collector. I will not lie. I love just mass mining and collecting stuff. Like you guys don't even know. Like whenever I see Foolish like complain about how he's running out of a certain block, I will be just sitting here being like, if I was on the server, I would be out collecting those blocks for you. Like, I won't lie, I'll do it for free because I just like doing that. I just like doing it. So you would be like Riches and having a bunch of different blocks. Yes, I would be like Richarlison. And I would just be out having just like thousands of a block. All you need to give me is a backpack and a bunch of stack upgrades and a magnet. And I will do the work for you. Like, I will not lie. I'm doing that right now on the Doozer SMP. Like, I'm on that the Doozer like server. I'm on there. And I'm collecting so many blocks. And I have no plan to build at all. I just have a bunch of blocks. Like, on I think on my like first or second day, I had literally nothing. I had literally nothing but stone pickaxes to my name. Make a block shop perfect. I would. I had nothing but like an iron backpack and stone pickaxes to my names, and I think I collected several hundred soapstone for no reason. I had no reason to have that much soapstone, but I did it anyway. Oh my god, I had like no other reason, but like just because I wanted to. Yep. And what am I doing right now? Do you guys know what I'm doing right now? I think I just collected over 1,000 something iron because I found an iron vein. And I was like, I'm just gonna keep collecting this. And at the same time, I kept ironing a bunch of tuff. So I have several hundred blocks of tuff that I don't know what to do with. And don't even get me started on how much deep slate I have. I just have blocks. And like I'm mass mining trees. I have like stacks upon stacks of spruce wood. Why? I don't know. I just do. uh so yeah, there you go. And I have no house. I am all my houses, all the stuff for my house is my backpacks. Yep. I do this on every single server. I think only one server I've ever built a house. Yeah. There's another server where I have a house, but I won't lie, I did not build that house. My friend built that house for me because I collected like a bunch of blocks for their build for them. And so in return they built me a house. And I didn't use that house at all. I think I made a path to that house, but you can still see all my chests and beds outside of my house. It's like right on my front lawn. I could have easily moved everything in, but no, I left it outside. I had all my chests, my bed, my furnaces, everything was right outside of my house. Yup. And do you know what I built instead? I built a tower. Not just any tower, it was a copper tower. A solid copper tower. I think it was like a one chunk copper tower. Love a good tower though. Yeah. It was just copper. I think I mined over like 100,000 something of copper. So that's all I did. Yep. I that's all I do on Minecraft servers. Like I don't really do anything else. Like I love exploring, I love adventuring. I just like hoarding stuff. I just like hoarding blocks and everything. So, yeah. You are so unique. What kind of Cucurucho mindset are you trying to blabber to me right now? I'm kidding. That was lighthearted. I'm joking. I'm kidding. But yeah. See, you are unique. Smiley. But yeah. Yep. Maybe you'll find love in a Doozer SMP. I'm not looking for love. I'm looking for the grind. I'm on a server with my friend and I found out I like building for other than I do for myself. Yeah. I had a realm with Utrio, right? The Etoile route, exactly. Like, I'll flirt, sure. But like if it gets serious, I'm out of there. Sorry. Um but what am I trying to say? I was on a realm with Utrio, and I think I didn't have a house. So Care built a house for all of us. So I was kind of living in that house. Um but I didn't build it. And I I think I put my stuff in there just to share. But then I was like, okay, I'm gonna build my own area. And all I did was mine out this space and covered it in copper. And I think that's all I did. Back about the Forever lore. Forever said he don't really want someone. He want just love someone that don't like him. Actually, he said that Brunim is canon. So yeah, Forever is married with Brunim on another series. So that is canon. So maybe Forever should have wings like on another server. Ah, I see, I see. That's interesting. Yeah, I remember him saying that. Ba ba ba. La 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 la. Uh-huh. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Ba-dum, ba-da-da-now, ba-da-da-da-da-now. Da 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 da. La 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 la. I've been playing Minecraft and my wrist hurts. I want to play Minecraft, but I have responsibilities after this. Banana now. Anyways, chat. If you enjoyed this stream, make sure to follow, and turn on notifications to be notified when I stream next, which is most likely tomorrow. I think I'm gonna stream tomorrow, and then next week we'll get back to our regular schedule. Are you ending? I do have to wrap up because the construction people are on their way, and I have to get ready and set up my setup for my downstairs, whatever. So I'm sorry, chat, but I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun today, just Beepo talking with you guys. We got some kind of art done today, kind of. She's leaving us alone. Oh, come on now, chat. There's a bunch of people who are live right now. Live and chilling. Come on now, chat. Come on now, chat. Thank you for streaming. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Don't go anywhere because we are going to raid somebody. And if you join the raid, you get free channel points. Leaving us just like foolish. Hey, at least I streamed today. I'm just saying, I think I streamed more times this week than Foolish had. So you don't compare numbers because even though he streamed less days than me, he definitely streamed more hours than me. But I'm just saying. He left us, but he has streamed every day of the week so far. That is true. Wait, really? He has? Did he stream on Monday? I think he did. If he doesn't stream today, then I will stream more often. Yes? I can't remember. I think him streaming on Tuesday threw me off. Who are you gonna raid? Who shall we raid, chat? Who shall we raid? Who is online? Fit's online, but Fit has like 4,000 viewers. Max? I was thinking about rating Max. I rated Max twice before. And Max is awesome. What is Max doing right now? But nah. Oh, Max is just looking at Steam. Sure. Do you guys want to go to Max? We love Max. We all love Max. I love that for him. Yeah. Okay, let's raid Max because I think Max is epic. And I think I really love how he says my name. Uh, oh, I keep. Here we go. Here we go. I think he's just starting to play a game. So here we go. I'm starting the raid. I'm starting the raid. Join the raid. Join the raid. You get free channel points when you join the raid. And thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I hope you guys had a fun time as much as I did. And yeah. Remember that you guys are loved, you guys are cared for, and you guys are worth every single second. Make sure to take care of yourselves, stay hydrated, eat food, and get lots of rest. And remember, chat, that you guys are valid no matter what. As long as you guys aren't hurting anyone, including yourselves, you guys are valid, okay? And don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Remember to be kind to each other and spread more positivity. The world could really use it. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it. But yes. I hope you guys have a good day today. Happy Thursday. Enjoy your time in Max's stream. I think he's playing a game right now. He also, as you guys know, mainly speaks Spanish. So be nice, be kind, respect the mods, respect the rules. And I hope to see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow, surely we'll start coloring tomorrow for this comic. Because I want to get this comic done and posted as soon as possible. So we'll see. Anyways, bye chat. Thanks for hanging. I had fun. Love you guys. Bye. Bye bye. See you when I see you.